Do you wonder how much food you should be eating in order to lose weight? In this video, I am going to explain to you how to tap in to your body's natural ability to be able to know exactly how much food you need to eat in order to lose weight, and it will help you manage your emotional eating. This is the second in a three-part video series on losing weight as an emotional eater. So if you are ready to learn how much food you need to eat, and remember, there's going to be no measuring and no counting points or carbs or anything like that. If you want to learn how much you need to eat to lose weight, watch this video all the way to the end. To today's video, how much is enough? You're going to really be looking at discovering how to, what I call, eat to satisfied. And when we talk about eating to satisfied is knowing when to stop eating before you get to full, because that is that's the range where your body is comfortable and your body is getting enough food to either help you lose weight or to maintain your weight. And so everybody's is different. And so you are going to learn how to tap in and listen to your body and be able to figure out when it is time to stop eating, because that is the key to not only losing your weight, but also maintaining it. So what I like to call the whole idea of how we eat to satisfied, or how you learn how to eat to satisfied, is I want you to go back and I want you to think, for those people who are parents, and even if you aren't a parent, if you've cared for an infant, and I'm talking like a really young baby, you know that babies cry when they're hungry, and when they are done eating, they are done eating. You cannot get that bottle back into their mouths. They do not want to eat anymore. And I call this concept eating like a baby. When you eat like a baby, you only eat when you're hungry, and you stop when you are satisfied. And all of us have that within us, but somewhere along the lines, most people lose that innate ability to be able to gauge when they are truly hungry and then how to stop when satisfied. And you are going to relearn that, and that is going to be the key to you losing your weight and maintaining it. So there are three things that you need to look at when it comes to being in the right place to be able to recognize when you're eating, when it is time to stop. And so the three areas that we need to look at is we need to look at your pre-meal thoughts and feelings. We need to look at your during the meal actions, and then we need to look at your post-meal thoughts as well. So in our first step, the pre-meal thinking, you need to pay attention to how you are feeling and what you're thinking about prior to eating. First, you need to be sure that you are actually hungry, and most people pretty good about recognizing when they're actually hungry. But you also need to be paying attention to how are you thinking and feeling. Do you go into a meal feeling anxious? Have you had an argument with somebody? Did somebody say something to you earlier in the day that's hurt your feelings and you haven't talked to anybody about it and you're holding on to it? The reason why those things are so important to look at is because they will present themselves and they will impact your ability to be able to be present during your meal and to stop yourself when you are satisfied with the amount of food that you are eating. So you really have to be honest with yourself and look at, how am I feeling? Did something happen? Am I upset with someone? How do I feel about the person that I'm eating with? All those things need to be taken into consideration, and you may need to do a little bit of talking or a little bit of journaling before you start your meal. Also, if you are someone who struggles with knowing when to stop, journaling and telling yourself that you will be able to recognize when it's time to stop eating, and that you can do it, and that you believe in yourself, because a lot of times that's really all it takes, is that belief in ourselves that we can do this. So that's the first step. The second thing you want to look at is during the meal. How do you act during your meal? So the first thing you need to do is you need to eat slowly. That is absolutely 100% so important. when it comes to being able to recognize when you are actually satisfied with the amount of food that you need to eat. Now, I will tell you honestly, I eat like I'm being chased by wolves and that it's my last meal ever and I need to eat as quickly as possible. I don't know what happened during my childhood, why that is, but I still to this day really embarrassingly eat really, really fast. I mean, I eat really fast. So I understand what a challenge it is, and it's something that I work on every single day. So I totally understand if you are someone who's thinking, oh, I don't know how to eat slowly. I get you. I totally understand. So the easiest way to go about doing this is making sure that when you get your meal, I would recommend that if you're serving yourself food at home, you try to eat on a smaller plate. That is going to have you serve yourself a smaller amount of food. But when you first get your meal, whether it's at home or in a restaurant, even if you served yourself at home, you're going to split your meal in half. You're going to eat the first half. You're going to put your fork down after each bite. You're going to drink some water. If you're having a meal with someone, you're going to have a conversation. But you are going to be, again, present during your meal, but you are going to eat slowly, and you're going to enjoy and savor each bite that you take. When that first half of the meal is done, you're going to give yourself 3 to 5 minutes just to sit. Have some water. Talk to the person that you're eating dinner with. You may have to fend off the waiter if you're at a restaurant because they will want to come and take your plate. Make sure they know you're not done yet. Give yourself 3 to 5 minutes. And then ask yourself, could I eat more? And it doesn't mean could I finish this second half, but could I eat another bite? And so what you will do is you take a bite, put your fork down, you go through the same process you did in with the first half, but after each bite, when you're done and you've had your water and you've had your conversation, can I eat another bite? You kind of ask yourself, and then you take a bite or you don't take a bite. But you really slow down and really give yourself time to be honest about how you're feeling and how your body is feeling, and paying attention to how your stomach is feeling, how you feel. Because what happens is when we eat really quickly or we haven't given our body enough time, we can stop eating and we're fine when we stop eating, but 10 minutes later, we're way past what we need to be. We're way past even satisfied, and we've gone to full or even really full. And so you need to give your body time to be able to start processing your food, moving it through your digestive system, and sending that signal to your brain that you're done, and you've had enough food. So that is the second part. The second part is, how do we act during a meal? So if you're at a restaurant or if you're at home, when you are done, you're done. You clean your plate off, or you put it in Tupperware, you put it away. For some people, it's really important to leave the dishes and to actually leave the house, maybe go for a walk or do something to break up and show yourself, we were eating and now the meal is over. Meals don't last 2 hours. So we don't keep eating for 2 hours. Meals last approximately 20 to 30 minutes. And at that point, after things are put away, we're done eating. So make sure that there is a beginning to your meal and an end to your meal. So the third part is the after dinner thoughts. So now you can think, okay, how do I feel? How am I feeling? How does my body feel? Did I eat enough food? Did I eat too much? What was something that I did really well during dinner? What did I do? How did I act? How did I interact with my food? Do I feel good about it? And even if you don't feel good about it and you feel like, oh gosh, I think I ate too much, find what you did well. And it's not to ignore that you might have eaten a bite or two extra and that put you over and put you past satisfied. But you want to acknowledge that, but you also want to acknowledge, you know what, you were really present and you did that really well. And tomorrow and the next meal is another meal, another opportunity. But we don't beat ourselves up. We don't rehash and, oh, that was really dumb, I shouldn't have done that. That just doesn't serve anyone, doesn't serve anybody's purpose. So you find what you did well, you give yourself acknowledgement for what you did well, and then what you can do better the next meal. It's not about beating ourselves up. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, Breakthrough Emotional Eating. I want to help you manage your emotional eating and lose